Hi everyone. In this video, we'll explore an intriguing topic, how the absence of friends might reflect personal qualities from a Stoic perspective. We'll dive into what could be behind a lack of social connections and how it ties into Stoic philosophy. We'll discuss introversion, selectivity in friendships, independence, busyness, social anxiety, and other factors. If you're curious to understand how Stoic philosophy can shed light on why some people have fewer friends and how this impacts their lives, stay tuned. The absence of friends can be perceived differently depending on the individual's circumstances and personal qualities. In a society where social connections are often seen as indicators of success and well-being, a lack of friends sometimes evokes surprise or even sympathy. However, before drawing conclusions, it is worth considering possible reasons and contexts. Stoicism, a philosophy aimed at the development of inner virtue and tranquility, can help us understand why some people may have fewer friends and how this relates to their life goals and values. Introversion and Stoicism. Firstly, some people are naturally introverted. Introversion does not mean a dislike of people, but rather a preference for time alone. Introverts can enjoy socializing, but their energy is replenished in solitude. Stoics such as Seneca and Marcus Aurelius often emphasize the importance of self-reflection and time spent alone. For introverts, a small circle of close friends is often preferred over a multitude of superficial acquaintances. For example, writer Fyodor Dostoevsky frequently secluded himself to write his works, which did not prevent him from having a few close friends, such as poet Apollon Grigoriev. Introversion allows individuals to delve deeper into their thoughts and interests, leading to greater personal growth and satisfaction. Similarly, Johann Sebastian Bach preferred to spend time in reflection and creating music, which did not hinder him from being an influential composer and having a few close friends. Selectivity and the quality of friendship. Secondly, choosing friends is an act of selectivity. Some people prefer to maintain relationships only with those who are truly close to them in spirit and interests. They value the quality rather than the quantity of friendships. Stoicism teaches us to value virtue in ourselves and others, and such individuals may seek qualities in their friends that support their own pursuit of virtue. Philosopher Epictetus preferred to surround himself with people who shared his views on life and helped him strive for virtue. This may create the impression of a lack of friends, but in reality, such people may have a few deep and meaningful relationships that enrich their lives. For example, Albert Einstein had a limited circle of friends, among whom was philosopher Bertrand Russell. Their friendship was based on shared intellectual interests and mutual respect, independence and self-sufficiency. Some people are comfortable being independent and self-sufficient. They may find joy in activities that do not require the involvement of others, such as reading, art, or sports. Independence does not exclude having friends, but reduces dependence on social connections for happiness and satisfaction. Independent individuals often possess a high degree of inner strength and self-confidence, which allows them to be content without constant social interaction. Stoics emphasize the importance of inner autonomy and strength of spirit. Philosopher Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, lived quite privately, which did not prevent him from developing his philosophy and influencing others. Similarly, Henry David Thoreau spent 2 years in solitude at Walden Pond, which allowed him to write his famous book, Walden, or Life in the Woods. His experience demonstrated that happiness and satisfaction can be achieved through self-development and personal accomplishments. Busyness and priorities. Significant factors also include busyness. In today's fast-paced world, many people simply do not have time to maintain a large circle of friends. Career, family, personal projects, and hobbies can occupy most of their time, leaving little room for social activities. This is particularly relevant for people with ambitious goals or in certain life situations, such as having a newborn or starting a new business. Stoics taught us to focus on our duties and purposeful activities. Emperor Marcus Aurelius, despite his high level of busyness, found time for self-reflection and writing philosophical works, although he could not maintain a wide circle of social connections. In modern times, entrepreneur Elon Musk, while creating companies like Tesla and SpaceX, often worked 80 to 100 hours a week, which significantly limited his social time. Social anxiety and internal barriers. It is important to consider social anxiety or other psychological factors. Social anxiety can severely complicate the process of making new friends and maintaining existing relationships. People with such issues may avoid social situations, which does not indicate a lack of desire to socialize, but rather points to internal barriers. Psychological factors can create significant obstacles to building friendships, and such individuals may require additional support and understanding. Stoics advised us to accept ourselves and our weaknesses with compassion and patience. For example, philosopher Pyrrho, who suffered from social anxiety, managed to find support and understanding among his students, which allowed him to continue his philosophical work. In modern times, actor Jim Carrey openly discusses his struggles with depression and social anxiety, which does not prevent him from having close friends and a supportive network. New environment and adaptation. People may find themselves in a new environment where they have not yet had the time or opportunities to make friends. Moving to a new city or country, changing jobs or educational institutions, all these require time for adaptation and building new social connections. In such situations, the absence of friends is a temporary state and does not reflect the true social skills or qualities of a person. Philosopher Seneca, while in exile, initially faced difficulties in establishing new social connections, but eventually found support among local residents and continued his philosophical work. In modern times, students moving to a new city or country for their studies may initially struggle to establish friendships, but eventually find new social circles and form deep connections. 1. Introversion and Stoicism. Some individuals are naturally introverted. Introversion does not imply a dislike for people, but rather a preference for solitude to recharge. Introverts might enjoy socializing but find their energy restored through solitary activities. Stoics like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius often emphasize the importance of self-reflection and time spent alone. For introverts, a small circle of close friends is more preferable than a multitude of superficial acquaintances. Example 1. Artemius of Sardis, a Greek philosopher and student of Epicurus, was known for his tendency towards solitude. He used his alone time for deep philosophical reflection and personal growth. Despite his limited social circle, this approach enriched his inner world and allowed him to develop his ideas deeply. 2. Selectivity and quality of friendship. Choosing friends is an act of selectivity. Some individuals prefer to maintain relationships only with those who are genuinely aligned with their values and interests. They value the quality of friendships over the quantity of social connections. Stoicism teaches us to value virtue in ourselves and others, and such individuals may seek friends who support their pursuit of virtue. Example 2. Epicurus, the Greek philosopher, preferred to surround himself with people who shared his views on life and helped him strive for virtue. This might give the impression of having fewer friends, but in reality, he had a few deep and meaningful relationships that enriched his life. 3. Independence and self-sufficiency. Some people are comfortable being independent and self-sufficient. They may find joy in activities that do not require others' participation, such as reading, art, or sports. Independence does not exclude having friends, but reduces the reliance on social connections for happiness and satisfaction. Independent individuals often possess a high degree of inner strength and self-confidence, allowing them to be content without constant social interaction. Example 3. Neil Gaiman, a well-known writer and screenwriter, prefers to spend time alone working on his literary projects. His focus on his craft and personal development allows him to maintain a few close, meaningful friendships despite having limited social time. 4. Busyness and priorities. Significant factors include busyness. In the modern world where life moves rapidly, many people simply do not have time to maintain a large circle of friends. Career, family, personal projects, and hobbies may occupy most of their time, leaving little for social activities. This is particularly true for those with ambitious goals or in certain life situations, such as having a newborn or starting a new business. Example 4. Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, works under intense pressure, dedicating much of his time to his company. Although his busy schedule limits his social interactions, he maintains close relationships with a few friends and family members, demonstrating how priorities and professional demands can affect one's social life. Thus, the absence of friends is not a clear indicator of any single aspect of personality or life situation. It can be related to various factors, including introversion, selectivity, independence, busyness, social anxiety, or new life circumstances. Instead of making hasty judgments, it is worth trying to understand the context and individual characteristics of a person to assess their situation more objectively and with understanding. Interacting with such individuals can reveal many interesting facets of their personality and help better understand what makes them happy and fulfilled. Ultimately, every person is unique, and their social preferences and needs can vary significantly. It is important to respect and value the diversity of human experiences and paths to happiness. Society should strive to create conditions in which everyone can find their place, regardless of the number of friends. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Your feedback is important to us, and we always welcome new subscribers. Feel free to leave your comments and questions below. I'll be happy to answer them. See you in the next video.